Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you some of the major companies that I have worked with or I am still working with as a non-native English speaker, teaching English as a foreign language to Asians and non-English speakers who want to learn English across the globe. So I'm using the word non-native speaker because a lot of people find it difficult to get English teaching jobs, and these companies will hire you without any hitch. And I'm just gonna be giving my review, even though they hire you, what what you should expect as a non-native English speaker. So first on my list is Preply. So this is my profile on Preply. And I joined since I think 2022, and so far I have I've gotten just maybe say 5 students, but on the long, because Preply introduced something new that is called the subscription model, and I have been teaching one of my students, I've taught them for as long as maybe 4 months, 3 months, so they just keep subscribing monthly, and then you have 2 classes weekly with them, or 3 classes depending on what they want. And so far I've had just 5 students at the rate of $5 an hour. Now this $5 an hour is it's not what you get at the end of the day. So if you can see my dashboard, this is what I get paid for the $5 an hour. So probably take out their commission. I think I'm on maybe 25% right now, but when I started I was on 33%. So they will take out 33 from anything you make, and some teachers will charge as high as, from what I have seen, as high as $90 an hour, maybe because they are natives. I tried to take my rate up to $10 an hour, and I got no students for over a month, so I had to go back to $5. So this is what happens. Even though you're accepted on the platform, these students still prefer when you're from the UK, the Canada, or I'm not trying to use the word racist, but I noticed when you look like people from the UK, Canada, say your fair complexion, so maybe a Filipino who you speak better than can actually get more money than you teaching on Preply. And I don't know how the algorithm works, but some people have fully booked schedule. They even have to take out their profile, say they are unavailable because they are fully booked. And some people have been on the platform for more than 3 years and counting, without a student. So I don't know how that works. I don't know why it's like that, but this has been my experience on Preply. Their classroom is easy to use, and it's payment mode, it's very flexible. You can receive your money via PayPal, Wise, Payoneer, and I think about 4 modes of transfer, so that makes it really good and flexible. So that's it for Preply. Next on my list is Cafetalk, and this is my profile on Cafetalk. So when I started on Cafetalk, they cater majorly for Japanese students. When I started on Cafetalk, I had students immediately, and I taught a good number of students. I think so far these are the number of students I've taught, 37 students. So for Cafetalk, there is no much difference as that of Preply. It's an open market, and the students make their choices, and when they have to make their choices, they go mostly for people that are natives from the USA, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, you name them, UK. And sometimes they also go for their Japanese natives that can speak English, because that way it's easier for them to express themselves even if they cannot speak English. Now excuse me. For this company, They, just like Purpley, their commission is very high. They take as much as so your rate is usually, say you start from, say, 60, so you take 60% and they take 40% for anything you charge. So as you keep teaching, you get to take 65, they take 35, and then maybe you get to a point where you take 70 and they take 30. So I think I'm still on the 65%. So if you make, say you make they pay you in Japanese yuan. So say you charge say 1,000 for a class, 1,000 yuan, they're gonna take as much as maybe 350 yuan from it, and you're left with whatever you have. So they also charge really high. And just like Purpley, if you're non-native, you really need to reduce your rate. So I think as of now, 1,000 yuan is about $7 an hour, $7. So if you put, for me, from my experience, I have taught just very few classes on 1,000 yuan, and whenever I put my prices that high, the students flow reduced for me. So basically I've been able to work around 500 yuan. At the end of the day, you get just like 300 out of it, because they're going to take their percentage, which is still very low. That's barely maybe $3 or for a 25 minutes class, so that's it for Cafetalk. But if you want to teach, it's a great platform to start with, and you can actually build your way up and get people to trust you and pay more. But it's for obvious reasons. I've seen that once you're black, once you're non-native, your charge really low, but if you're looking for where to get hired, they will hire you. So that's, and also I think their payment method, I receive my money via Payoneer, but I think they also pay via PayPal. So it's also flexible. Then here we have Italki. So this is me on Italki. I would say Italki is my favorite when it comes to rates, because first of all, so I forgot to mention that Cafetalk doesn't have a trial lesson. You have a student, you just teach. But for Purpley, you have a trial class, which is 0% for you and 100% for Purpley. So what they do is they make sure that you teach a trial lesson for your first class to be sure the student likes you, and afterwards they can book subscription, and they can buy a subscription package with you. So that trial lesson for 1 hour or 50 minutes is completely 100% for Purpley and nothing for you. Then for Cafetalk, there is no trial lesson. You just get a student and you teach. And Cafetalk also have what they call standby or instant lesson. So that one, I think I do it a lot. It's easier to get more students that way. Then but for Italki, your trial lesson is 100% for the teacher and 0 for Italki. That's why I love Italki. Apart from that, Italki has a margin rate that you can charge a student. So you cannot go as low as $1, $2 like you do for Cafetalk and Purpley. So I think the rate starts from $5 if I'm right. And they have two types of teachers, the professional and the community teacher. So if you do not have a certificate and they take you, you go for being a community teacher. But when you have the certificate, you can opt for a professional teacher, and I think they make more. So this has been my earning on Italki so far since I started. The rate is high. I charge as high as $15 for an hour. But for some reasons, there have been no students on Italki for a while. You are just able to keep the students that you've impressed, and they just keep rebooking. But I've not seen new students coming around for a while. So far, I think I have good things to say about Italki the most. And they are hiring, but you need to check for the language. Some languages will be closed if there are too much teachers. and after a while they'll open it again. Then Italki also has a very good support team, so you could actually reach out to them and they will quickly reply you. So that's it for Italki. And this is Antoree. It's a Vietnamese company, and you I'm Purply. It's more like a subscription package, so a student can buy 75 hours with you, and you have to teach them the same day, the same time, all the week. Maybe Tuesdays 5 p.m. or Mondays 6 p.m. depending. Some family students will buy 7 days subscription with you, like you have to teach every day with them for a month. So their rate is standard. For non-native teachers, you get paid $5 an hour, and they take 10% from it. So at the end of the day, you're left with $10 an hour. Antoree, it's good because once you have a student, you know you're gonna be with the student for a long time, so you're not out of job or hoping to get, so you can easily get your profile filled up. The major challenge is that you do not get your students like the open market, so they can actually book you directly from your profile, but that's very hard from my experience. You have to get booked. Maybe one of the support team calls you up and says, are you interested in taking this student or this subject, maybe IELTS? And if you are, they'll link you up with the student. You have a trial class which is paid for half the money, and if the student likes you, you get to teach the student for a long time, maybe 3 months every day, or depending on what schedule you guys plan to use. For Antoree, I like the job security, but the money is really small, and their library. So only for the 3 I've talked about, only Antoree or the 4, only Antoree has a library where you have materials that you can use with the student, or the student can request a particular material for a long time, so you just keep studying the textbook. I like it for my teenage students. So so far I have so many other platforms I've registered on, but because nothing is really happening there, I did not mention them, but I'm just going to leave them on the description below so you can try them out. If you're a non-native speaker and you're African, or you're trying to teach English online, these platforms will hire you. But from what I've just said, or the review I've just given, this is what is obtainable. So even though you go there, you're mostly paid below $5 an hour, except Italki, that you can charge higher. And apart from that, it's difficult to get students, but as a side hustle is not a bad idea. So thank you for staying by, and hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.